Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's me, Johnny, and welcome back to another Sorare video. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the last week's performance, the team that I'm going to put in for the upcoming week, which is going to be game week, what is it now? Game week 303, and also a huge gallery change has occurred. A bunch of players have been sold, and I am now going to be focusing on one specific area, and I have laid out a plan for the future that I would really love to follow. And honestly, trust me, lads, I know you have been seeing me shift through plans multiple times, but I think this is what I initially wanted to do on Sorare anyways, when I mentioned it at the beginning of my Sorare videos earlier on here back in like December, January, when I jumped into Sorare. This was one thing that I really wanted to get heavily involved in, and now I'm going to be able to do it. So we're going to talk about all that in just a second, and I hope you guys will be excited for what's to come and what we have available to us. But going into it now, game week 302, sadly, this team failed for me. At first, it started off with Osako 92, Soleil 97. I was like, yes, this is going to be a huge game week. Then Delcroix got subbed off after like, I don't know, 45 minutes or something. Where can I see how many minutes he played? Minutes played 56. So he played 56 minutes. Then he got subbed off for Jan Vertonghen, which immediately plummeted his price because people are still speculating, is Delcroix going to be in a starting lineup, or is Wesley Hurt gonna be subbed off or be the one to be replaced by Vertonghen? I personally would find it extremely stupid to put a 35-year-old into the left center-back position in a system where Anderlecht move forward with their wide center-backs quite often. Delcroix was in the opponent's half a million times over. So I really think that if Anderlecht wants to go that way, putting Hurt at central center-back and Vertonghen at left center-back, defensively, Vertonghen could struggle against the pacey wingers coming up against him, because that left midfield position in their squad isn't really necessarily helping out in the defense as much. I've seen Delcroix have to defend a million times by himself in that defense. So if Vertonghen is going to be up against some 21, 22-year-old young blood that sprints at him in that left center-back position, I don't think it's going to go too well. And I do think that's one of the main reasons as to why a team like Benfica has probably moved on from him as well, because they just don't see his physical capabilities on that level anymore. But of course, I am heavily biased towards Delcroix through my owning of his cards, and also on top of it, watching him play and actually thinking that he's a quality center back. So I'm hoping that he can hold on to that position. I'm not going to panic yet. I do feel like someone like a Hurt or a Vertonghen is quite like, I mean, especially Vertonghen is quite likely to get injured very quickly if he puts a lot of pressure on him. So I do see a lot of rotation and a lot of chances to use Delcroix in the future as well. But it did start off extremely well, as I mentioned, 92, 97. Then Delcroix got subbed off, 66 points. I was like, you know what? It's not too bad. I'll take it. And then Muleka scored, got 66, and I just needed 12 more points to get a reward. Sadly, Getson Fernandez was barely involved in the play for Beşiktaş there, and that's a huge shame. I really hope he's going to be fine and picking up good performances again. Against Ankaragücü away from home, Ankaragücü and their fans were absolutely mental, which I did not expect. I watched the game, and Beşiktaş fans were not allowed to go to the game due to prior altercations between the fan groups. So it was a heavily biased stadium, just cheering on Ankaragücü to perform well. But in the end, Beşiktaş did win 3-2. Muleka got a goal. Then he also had an assist that was sadly ruled offside. That would have possibly put us into rewards as well if that stood. But that team, as I expected, did quite well. 362 points is not bad at all, considering that we have a 42 in there. So I'm not going to complain too much about it. Now, this one was a big surprise to me. If you look at this, we have a 77 on Osako. We have a 55 on Delcroix, 68 on Kökçü, 84 on Szymanski, who had 2 decisives, an unbelievable goal on his left foot from like the left-hand side, 30 yards out. He smacks it on his left foot into the top right corner, which is an extremely tough thing to pull off. Like, I personally know it as a right-footed player. When you were on that right-hand side of the pitch and you wanted to take a shot perfectly into the top left, it's always a struggle, right? That's really hard to do. But Szymanski's technique on this one was just unreal. I don't even know how he did that. And he got himself an assist as well, which is huge. And I'm very impressed by the passing play and the tactical things that Szymanski and Kökçü are doing in between each other. Like 50% of the set pieces Szymanski takes, 50% of them Kökçü takes. There have been free kick routines, corner kick routines that these two have been working together on as well. So you can tell there's a good partnership building there. We're just missing the decisives off of Kökçü, but those will come. I am in no panic. I believe in his abilities, and he's now the captain of Feyenoord as well, which means he probably will be playing every single game for the squad, which is a good certainty to have when it comes to your lineups. And somehow, this is going to bring me a reward. I am coming in 267th. The rewards pay down to 280th. Only 326 points is what it requires. And that, once again, was another thing that kind of pushed me even more into under 23s. And the reason behind that is it's way easier to win rewards here. If I wanted to win a reward in All-Star, I don't know how many points I would have needed. If I wanted to win a reward in Under 23 Pro, as we know, we need like 374 points this week. And I have some of the super rares to be able to get there. But then again, the regular Under 23 rare, it was so easy to get a reward here. Like, I only got 2 players with decisives in this one. One of them, Delcroix here in this team, got subbed off after 55. Brenner didn't score. Kökçü didn't score. But we still have gotten ourselves a reward. So on those weeks where we do hit, we could be on for some good rewards here, which I'm really, really looking forward to. And then going into All-Star Rare Pro, we have Palacios, who I captained, who did extremely well and came up with 76 points through AA only. So again, this guy is very much 100 capable still. In that LA team, he's doing well. A great reward that we're going to be keeping within the club. So I'm very, very happy with that one performing to that level. And the rest of the team, sadly, did disappoint. Sinistera gave away a penalty, but scored as well. So he kind of saved himself from that negative decisive. All-Star Rare did do extremely well at the beginning. 76, 79, 85. I was like, yes, we are on for a massive reward. Gil at home. I thought they would be winning against New York, who are terrible right now. And they did. They won 3-0. Somehow, Gil was not involved in any of it, which is a huge shocker to me. And he had one of the worst scores he's had in a long time. 34 points. I don't know how that happened, especially considering that he has played 90 minutes. So that's a weird one. And then Maeda did not start for Celtic, which was a huge letdown because Abada got 2 goals against Rangers, which probably pushes him more and more into the starting lineup. But looking at a lot of these players, guys, they are gone. They are gone. So let's talk about what I've decided to do, and let's talk about the plan that I have put ahead of myself now. And I talked about that with Quinny in a video that's going to be coming up maybe even today. And I want to showcase to you guys on my channel as well what my plan is and why I did sell a bunch of the players for a discount and all that stuff. I sold, I did like a huge bulk sale, and I can show you guys right here. I did a huge bulk sale. Sasaki, Vargas, Small, Verscharen, Amuzu, Gil, Brenner, Maeda, Sinistera, Jesus Ferreira, Unestal, and Luciano Acosta. All of them gone for 5.6. Yes, 5.6 ETH. So I did a huge restructure, took a hit on those players, as I have done many, many times before. I keep taking hits, but we keep coming back up. But let's go under 23 eligible here. Let's take a look at the players that I've brought in and what my plan is with these players. I genuinely think I am now in a very, very strong position for under 23s and what we can achieve in there. And we're going to keep building upon it and adding some top players to it. That is the plan. So I got myself Muric and I got myself Niklas Hedel. Both of them, as I got them, got really amazing scores. Muric got like 87. Niklas Hedel got a clean sheet as well. So first game for the club, even though they weren't in lineups, they have done really well. I just realized that the Niklas Hedel is a 1 out of 100 as well, which is great to see. And Osako, the rare, was actually traded for Niklas Hedel's rare because I wanted to have at least 2 or 3 under 23 goalkeepers to be able to play matchups, and the one with the worst matchup would go into like a all-star rare or all-star rare pro type of lineup, and the 2 good ones would obviously go into under 23 rare pro and the rare one. Osako, any matchup is a good matchup at this point. Sanfrecce is first in the league, so he goes into under 23 rare pro, and then it's a choice between Hedel and Muric depending on matchups. The reason why I got Muric specifically was because I wanted entries to under 23s midweek. There aren't many goalkeepers that play under 23 midweek. You can take a look at it right here. Let's go into player finder, go to players, goalkeeper, under 23 eligible, has game in game week 303, where all the European teams are going to be playing. And you can take a look at this right here. And let's say we are looking for players that actually play, right? So players that get play time. Let's go L15 and put in game started up to like 70%. That way we're going to be able to tell who is actually playing. And look at the amount of goalkeepers we have right here. We have Celentano, who plays in America, so he has some game weeks where he plays midweek, but he's not guaranteed to do so. Same goes for Kosei Tani. These guys don't always have matchups, but when you look at this right here, Donnarumma, Costa, Lafont, Olafsson, and Maximiano, these seem to be some of the only goalkeepers that you can have for midweeks. And for me personally, the Muric purchase was, first of all, because I think Burnley is technically a good squad, right? They should be doing well. We got him, and he has gotten himself a 75 and an 87. So if he gets another clean sheet in the next match against Norwich, which is going to be hard to do because Norwich is doing well, but if he gets another clean sheet, the hype on Muric is going to be fully back on, and he'll be all right, you know. And I think him having international utility as well is quite huge. As you can see, he has played for Kosovo against Greece. He has played against Greece again there, where he picked up a red card and didn't play against Northern Ireland. But he is the goalkeeper for Kosovo, and he will have utility in game week 308 and 309 as well, where I didn't have any players before. So he doesn't only give me midweek utility, because the championship has a ton of games. So he has game week 305 right there. He has 308, 308, and 309, where I didn't have any goalkeepers. He has the game week 11. He has the 115. He will open up so many midweeks to me, and I love that about this card. So I wanted someone like that to give me the ability to play under 23 midweeks, because I do have plenty of players that take part in European competitions. So I'm very happy about the fact that Muric is there. So he came into the club. Defenders, we got ourselves no one new. We are still looking the same way. We have Saliba, Delcroix, Solé. Solé and Saliba are 100% settled. Same goes for Palacios. These guys play every single game. Delcroix, now we have that weird situation where we don't know if he is going to be the main man to still play left center back. They have a game midweek, which I'm looking forward to seeing if he's going to be in a starting lineup. If he is, and Vertonghen is not, that gives me hope, because obviously in Europe, you would like to play your strongest lineup. So if Delcroix plays midweek, that will give me a lot of hope. But if they go ahead and play De Bast, Hurt, and also Vertonghen in that lineup, that's going to suck. That really is going to suck. Now, midfielders, we have a new man in the club. Marcelinho Nunez has come into the club now, guys. The reason for this one specifically, first of all, he's a championship player. He plays for Norwich, who are obviously a team that keeps going up and keeps going down, but they tend to be quite strong in the championship each time they come down from the Premier League. This guy has been brought to my attention through a couple of the videos that I've been watching lately, and specifically Quinny is a huge fan of him. And I looked into him, and I realized, first of all, he's not going to have many mints, right? So if we go into cards and we take off all of these filters and we go for super rares, there are only 4 of them. They don't have the championship licenses, right? That's what's happening right now. They don't have the licenses for it. There are only 4 people that have him on the platform, and I am now one of them. I bought it off of Villa Boys from Aston. He is actually one of the guys. He had 2 of his, and he wanted to wait, apparently, to see if he plays for Norwich, and he did, and then he basically made a huge profit on him. Now, looking at his scores for Norwich, this is a guy that takes set pieces. This is a guy that can have AA games that put him up to like 69 points. And once he settles in within this Norwich squad, I mean, in a short amount of time, he only played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games for Norwich, in which he had, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4 scores above 50, where he has been quite decent. And I genuinely do think this guy could be big for us. Under 23 until 2024, which is an important thing for me personally when it comes to super rares. I do want to buy those that have at least 2 years of utility left. So I'm very happy with this one. Like Muric, this one opens up a lot of utility during midweeks as well. So if Muric, this guy, and Delcroix play in the same midweek, and Delcroix is a starting lineup player, I will have the ability to play under 23 Rare Pro in midweeks. So I'll be able to line up Muric, Delcroix, Nunez, have an attacker and an extra, which is huge. Like, that's massive. So I'm extremely happy about that. And to be able to have that midweek utility, I did bring in another striker into the team. You will see in a second. But I'm very excited to have Nunez and his utility and his scarcity on the market. I'm happy to have this man in the club right now. When it comes to forwards, I did pick up one that I 100% believe in, a player that I think is going to be incredible, a player that has been incredible in Turkey. If you look at these scores, for a super rare, guys, we have gotten ourselves Jackson Muleka, and he is unfreaking real. Like, he is so good for that Besiktas team. He has 17 goals and 4 assists. Let's go to, like, last season, actually. How do I do this again? I forgot again. How the hell do you do this? Do you go all and then season? No. How do you do this? Sport Toto Super League. There you go. Like, his career in Turkey, again, has been unfreaking real. 18 matches he has played. He has 20 goal contributions. Last game, again, got a goal and had an assist taken away due to an offside. But he is such a decisive, capable guy, playing in a Besiktas team that, in my opinion, especially at home, is going to dominate most opponents with their fans pushing them on. I'm extremely excited about Muleka. I am aware of the situation with Gezal coming back, that he might take away the position of Muleka at times. But if you have a player scoring nearly every game, the coach would be incredibly stupid to put this guy onto the bench. So I think there will be some shifting around to make sure that this guy gets as much playtime as necessary. But Muleka is one of the biggest super rare purchases that we have brought into the club right now. Got him for 2 ETH, and I'm pretty confident that I could sell him on for more, but I'm extremely excited to have Muleka in the club. And then I have brought in Danilo from Feyenoord due to the utility when it comes to midweeks. Again, at Feyenoord, life has started really well for him. There he has 2 goals, then he has another one, and just this last game, he scored 2 goals, and I believe both were headers, if I remember correctly. And Danilo just looks very, very good in this Feyenoord lineup. So I'm very excited to have him in the club. The midweek utility is quite nice as well. And obviously, they don't have the easiest opponents. But the likes of Sturm Graz and Midtjylland, I would expect Feyenoord to be very competitive in those matchups. Against Lazio this midweek, it's going to be interesting to see what he can pull off. He is going to be in one of our lineups. It's away against Lazio. I am personally hoping that Lazio will rotate, that they won't necessarily play their strongest team in that one, and that might give us a chance to do well with the Feyenoord boys, but we're going to see what happens there. And those are the changes that I've made to the gallery. And guys, I'm 100% aware I have put in so much money onto this platform, and I just am not doing too well right now in terms of evaluation of the club. Like, I mean, the price for Delcroix, this one is just not correct. This one is also not correct. Normally, Delcroix, at least even right now, should be selling for like 1.5 ETH. And then Marcelinho Nunez, we are talking about at least 1.5 as well. So we are missing like, let's say 2 ETH on the gallery evaluation, I guess you could say. But generally speaking, we have some of the best top performers when it comes to under 23 already in the club. And I want to build my way. This is like the plan that I've set for myself. I want to build my way into an extremely strong under 23 gallery. Ideally, I would like to bring in some massive players like a Jota or a Gakpo at some point. Those are things that I'm going to try and work my way towards and try and win. That's the most important thing. I think we have the capability of winning things now with under 23s specifically. And I'm very excited about that for the future. But I think now I might be somewhat settled on a plan where I have these under 23 players. I will be working my way towards trying and winning more and accumulating those wins to buying and purchasing some of the top players out there. Then once I am very happy with my under 23 gallery size, I want to move into, or I want to force myself into buying Asia and MLS players in the next months, because when their games are off, people are not buying them off the market anymore. They are at the bottom, and I want to recover some ETH by doing so and finally being smart about the investments that I'm making on this platform, rather than, you know, just constantly flip-flopping in between things and, you know, just changing my opinion and, you know, being direct, like being attracted to one direction and being like, oh, hold on, there's something. Let me go and get that. Let me get that. Let me play like this. Let me play like this. My thing on FIFA is wonder kids. Young players with high potential, players that could become huge players in the future, be the next Messi, be the next Van Dijk. Those types of players excite my viewers the most, and it excites me the most. So it's only natural when we look at this that I personally am very much looking forward to working in under 23 on Sorare from now on and trying to win rewards there. I think we are very well situated. And here's one thing. Guys, we can actually list up a decent super rare under 23 side. We have Osako, goalkeeper. We have Delcroix, defender. We have Marcelinho Nunes in terms of midfielder. And we have Muleka as a forward. And then whichever other player has a great matchup in terms of rare can go into that lineup too. And we could be trying. We could be trying to compete in All-Star Super Rare at some point. I would love, not All-Star, under 23 Super Rare. When the matchups are right, I think I'm going to try it. I want to try it at least once before Osako is basically off for the season. So I really want to try that out at least one time and see how things go. We have players that are very much capable of hitting high scores, so who knows what's happening there. We'll see if that ever works out for me, but I'm very happy with where the club is right now. As I mentioned, under 23s, building upon that, getting stronger and stronger within that division, winning more and more often in there, and focusing all my resources into one thing rather than trying multiple things at the same time. But I will have to say one thing though, we have kept a hold of Slovik, Morishige and Rafaelov just for the capability of playing All-Star Rare Pro whenever I have like the under 23s done. The other throwaway-ish players we can put into All-Star Rare Pro for a punty lineup and see what happens. That's something that I'm gonna do. And again, for the Asia Rare Pro in the next summer, I do want to have Slovik and Morishige, so I'm going to keep these guys up until then. At least that's the plan. I don't want to sell them off at the moment. They are going to be sticking with us. But once I'm done with the under 23s, I want to move into buying Asia and MLS players in the off season. I need to do that. I'm going to, now that I have so much knowledge about the MLS, which teams are doing well, which players are good, and also the Asian region, especially Japan, I now am feeling a lot more confident in buying players there, and I will be able to assemble some really good squads in the off season and just wait it out and see their values go up. That's the plan. Hopefully it will all work out, guys. I'm very excited about the future when it comes to Sorare. I don't think I've ever been this excited, because under 23s is what gets me really going for football. So yeah, I can't wait. I hope you guys are okay and fine with the changes that we have made. Don't think about the monetary value, gain or loss. It's totally fine. I'm still having a ton of fun on this platform, and I genuinely don't care about the monetary value. It's just the way it is. It might sound harsh, but for me, I really do not care. I care about the fun and the excitement and the entertainment that I get from this product. So it's all good. The fun is just, the money is just a side product. Have a good day, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. And actually, before I forget, this is the team that I'm going to put in for this upcoming game week. We do not have a goalkeeper, but I have seen people win rewards without a goalkeeper in midweeks. So we're going to put in a punty lineup. It is rare under 23s, Saliba, Szymanski, Kökçü, Danilo, and obviously 3 players from Feyenoord, which isn't going to be easy against Lazio. But hey, who knows? Maybe it all works out and we get decisives for Kukcu and Szymanski and Danilo. And we're looking good. We somehow make into the rewards. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Have a great day. Take care and peace.